Welcome to this episode where I'm going to be adding sealant and eco-earth to the background of my terrarium. So as you can see here, I have a bucket of eco-earth. This is actually my gecko's old eco-earth that was in her tank already. I figured this way she'll have her own scent on it, so when she moves back into the terrarium, she might pick up the scent that this is still her home. It does have a bit of moss mixed into there, but today I'm also going to be adding a little bit more moss, some of the Zoomed terrarium moss, and maybe a little bit of carpet moss. If you see my haul video where I go through the equipment I've got, you'll see that this is the silicone I'm using and the colour I'm using is black. Now, one thing you want to make sure is that the eco-earth is completely dry. You can obviously use other things to put on the background, but I'm using eco-earth, and that's why when I add this moss in, it's going to be dry as well. Otherwise, it doesn't always stick to the sealant very well. I don't know if the moss is going to do anything, but I just kind of wanted a bit of a different texture on the background. I may add a few pieces of bark, but I'm still not quite sure about that. Okay, so you want to have disposable gloves, plenty of them. You want a window open so there's lots of airflow, because otherwise you'll be as high as a kite, because this is proper strong stuff. And you want your dirt ready, and in order to spread it, some people use their hands, some people use a toothbrush. I'm going to try both, but also I've seen people just put it on and not spread it at all, and it's been totally fine. Also, I'm going to do a section at a time, not the entire thing in one go, in case this dries out. So let's go. So it's day 3 of the build. Every time I do some sealant, I do it in a patch, I put the dirt on it and I leave it for the day, and then come back, tip this up and hoover off all the excess dirt. I think I'm going to go along the bottom with some thick sealant, just so this is all sort of the same level, and maybe around here. There's a bit right between this mushroom that has literally no dirt on. I know hoovering it may seem a little bit harsh onto the soil, but I figured if it truly stuck down hard enough it won't come off, and that's true for most of this. So just got the excess off there and we're nearly done with the sealant. So this is the next day. Last night I was thinking, should I order some more foam, because I didn't think the sealant was working very well. If you see down here, when I was covering just the glass, it just wasn't really covering very well. But I tipped this up because yesterday I did along here with sealant. Well, not here, but here. And as you can see, it's covered it really well. Now the difference between here and here is this was just sealant very thickly laid down here. This was sealant spread with a toothbrush. So I think I need to do that over here, along here, and up here. Also, you can see that over here. That was spread with a toothbrush as well. So there are a few small places left that I need to do, but soon that will be the sealant and eco-earth done.
dun 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 dun.